and welcome back to my channel. Layla here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the 120 count marker set that Ohuhu just came out with. It is the brush marker set. But before I get into all of that, they also sent me their Ohuhu Marker Pads. So it's a double set that they have here, or at least a double set that they sent me. And I'm gonna go ahead and open it. There we go. So previously they sent me this one to kind of just test out and look at it, and it was a test product at the moment, and I was like, yeah, it looks great, you know, the pages felt great, it was nice and thick, as you can see, it's got like a lot of pages in there. And then so when they finally rolled out their finished versions and sent me this, I was like, what? I love this. I love the tininess of this, and I love the fact that they made it square. That seems to be a bit of a new thing going on, mostly because there are a lot of artists on Instagram. So Instagram, if you're on there, you'll know, has a sort of square display for your pictures. So it's so annoying at the same time when you're drawing in a sketchbook that's much longer. And you take a picture, you try to put it on your Instagram, and you gotta just finagle with the sizing, and it's just really sucks. I'm just gonna be flat out honest. It really does suck. However, with these interesting square sketchbooks, you don't really have too much of an issue since they're already square sized anyways. Ho ho. And the cool thing about this is the pages lay flat, which is always a good thing. And let's say you draw something and you just absolutely adore it and you don't really want it to be in the sketchbook. You want to just take it out. Ohuhu also has perforated edges where you could just pull it out. And let me see, I'm going to go towards the back and pull a page out because I don't really want to mess with my pages in the middle because I don't know. I don't like the idea of that. So I'm going to go to the back. This is the last page. And I'm just gonna go ahead and pull out a page on the perforated line. And it's that easy. And the other cool thing is, let's say you took it out, I don't know, and then was like, okay, now where do I put it? Ohuhu has also put in this little folder thing, filer. And it conveniently fits, at least I think it fits. It does not fit. Nope. So you can't put them in the back pocket. When you're done, you can just go ahead and close it up with this nice little strap here. And the texture of the cover is interesting. It's kind of like a faux leather, I think. It feels nice. And in the corner, it's kind of hard to see, but there is their Ohuhu logo just kind of imprinted. I'm not sure if I'm catching it right, but yeah, it's there. And that's that. Each page is quite thick and like nice and durable. I do like that. And it has 78 pages, as does the larger sketchbook, 78 sheets or pages. 120 pounds with 200 GSM, which just is a way of telling you the thickness of the page, which is quite thick, not gonna lie. 200 GSM is pretty up there. So it'll definitely be able to take your marker ink while also hopefully not bleeding through too much. However, I mean, it's not really that big of a deal because you could simply just put a plastic sheet in between your pages in order to avoid staining the next page. But of course, you'll most likely always bleed through the same page, the back of the same page. So if you're coloring here, it's most likely going to show up here. Granted, I haven't tested it, so maybe I should test that. So I'm going to pull out this sheet that I already kind of took out, and we're going to see what happens. And I'm just writing. I like using the word hello. It's like my go-to test word. And this is just a chisel nib, bullet nib, original Ohuhu marker that I just pulled out. So let's check the back side. Yep, I figured it would, and it did. But it doesn't look like it bleeds through to like the next page. However, I would still use plastic sort of protector in order to keep your next page safe at least. And then onto the 120 set Ohuhu Brushmarkers. So pretty standard tote bag full of the markers with the handle up here and a little strap. So you probably just wear it either like a purse or a crossbody bag, whichever you prefer. Ohuhu. Material is the same as all of their previous Ohuhu marker products. And there they are. Oh, look at all these colors. So exciting to see them growing their color selection with the brush markers. So in this little area right here, I pulled out the color swatches, and I don't know what the new colors are. Looking at it straight up, I'm not entirely too sure. I do see some skin colors from their skin color pack, like mahogany, I think, was from their skin color pack. Melanie Yellow, I think, was from their skin color pack. Oh, they added R18, which is a pastel peach. Dull yellow. Haven't seen that before. At least I don't think I have. I don't know. I have a terrible memory, so they definitely added the neutral grays. At least I think so. All right. Excited to test these out. And of course, on the other side, they have the plastic protector, which is always good to have. You could just use this on your marker pads, stick your red in there. The only thing that I don't like is it's not as big as the piece of paper, so that's kind of a slight letdown. It's not the biggest of deals. It's nice that they provide it regardless, because a lot of other marker companies don't. All right, so let's go ahead and fill in our own color swatch. And so using this larger sketchbook, I went ahead and I pulled a piece of paper out towards the back and I printed out a color swatch sheet. So I definitely just wanted to mention it because I think it's really cool how you can just easily take these pages out, and it's amazing that I can just pass it right through my printer. I feel like that's going to make a lot of artists really happy and excited at the fact that they can also just print out line art to color on this marker-friendly paper. So let's go ahead and color this in. And that's all the colors. All 120, not including the blender, which is something I feel is important to mention. They actually give you 121 markers, and 120 of those are actual colors. So, since of course I'm able to print on this, I went ahead and pulled out another sheet and printed this girl out. Of course, the pages aren't exactly the same size as a regular standard paper, which is 8.5 by 11. So I'm going to go ahead and cut off this little bit of extra down here, which will then make it be able to fit in my back pocket over here. That way I don't lose the piece. And I'm going to cut off a little bit extra on this so I can store my color swatch and my Ohuhu Marker Pad. So I think that's nifty and convenient because I'm always losing these color swatches. All right, I got all my colors selected right here. And it's been a bit since I've done an odd skin color. I usually just do standard skin color types. And I've been kind of missing my off-the-wall kind of skin colors. So I figured since this girl has bunny ears, I'd do a bluish white sort of skin tone, sort of to mimic that of those white albino bunnies. So I'm going to give her red eyes too. And so I went with blue undertones for some shading on her skin, because I didn't want to use gray, because I don't feel that that would have looked as nice. Whereas the blue, I think, gives more of lively sort of touch. And I feel like gray would have had the opposite effect on that. One thing I'm really impressed with is the blendability I'm able to achieve here. And I mention that because, as you guys know, if you watch my videos on a regular basis, I'm currently using the Render Sketchbook, which I bought because it's alcohol marker compatible. But one thing that is disappointing with it is that the blendability is really kind of difficult. But I mean, for the most part, that was its only drawback. So I was just like, well, you know, is what it is. But now that Ohuhu has released this sketchbook, I'm impressed. I really feel like they have found something that solves that issue. The only drawback being the fact that you can't draw on the back side of the page because it does bleed through, but it doesn't bleed through on the next page. So, I mean, I can live with that. Also, don't ask me about this jacket. I don't know what I was thinking when I made it. Not a huge fan of it, but at the time I was like, big, fluffy, furry jacket, sure. And I figured I'd do her hair in purple because I didn't want to put too much blue. And I figured if I did blue for her hair, it would just not complement the skin as well. Red eyes came out a little creepy, but I dig it. And when I was doing the line art for this, most of my inspiration for this piece came Jean-Honoré Fragonard's art piece called The Swing. And I've mentioned it like several times before that I absolutely love that piece. But of course I tried to keep my version much more simplistic and just in my style. I did think of drawing a nice flowy kind of floral dress on the character, but I felt like that would be, I don't know, just expected and cliche. So I tried to steer away from that, hence why I such a ridiculous fur jacket thing. I'm really weirdly obsessed with this coloring style of bushes. I don't know. I just like the aesthetic it gives off, and I enjoy stamping little leaves with the tip of the marker. And then as far as backgrounds go, I'm just going to do a blue one, like a blue sky background. And lately I've been really into this streaky downwards sort of style of background. It's easy to do, and I like the look of it at the end. And then I go to a slightly lighter color, so PB7, and I just kind of keep that downward stroke, and then into my lightest color, BG4, and just kind of blend it out downwards so that I have a bit of a gradient going on. And lastly, Shinies, which is an Ohuhu Art Gel Pen, which is also new by Ohuhu, and it works so well. And that's that. I just realized I did a complete piece from beginning to end using only Ohuhu products. From the markers, to the paper, to the gel pen. And that's kind of amazing. Really proud of how far Ohuhu has come with all these cool new products that they have. So, since I'm done, I'm going to go ahead to the back end and put this piece in the back pocket, like so. And I'm also going to add the color swatch right on top of it. So, if you enjoyed this video, maybe comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Thanks, guys. Bye.